We are back on Patriot League All Access, part of our Student Athlete Spotlight series. Now with us is Jordie Ciuffetelli, one of the defenders on the Lehigh men's soccer team. In fact, he was the BRINE Patriot League Defensive Player of the Week last week. Jordie, thanks for coming along with me today. Let me ask you, first of all, what was the first thoughts that went through your mind when you found out that you'd won the BRINE Defensive Player of the Week award this week?
I actually didn't find out for myself. My mom actually told me, so I was a little surprised. I won an award earlier that week from, I got a national team of the week from something, so I really like the Patriot League award a lot better because it's more personal. It's my league. It's a lot more recognizable.
Big win this past week for your club, Lehigh, going into Bucknell and taking a big victory, and you obviously played a couple of big parts of that. First, tell me about the defensive side of the ball and some of the big plays. You were responsible for 2 team saves that your team collected in the game, and talk a little bit about those plays. Were you able to make a couple big plays on the goal line for your club?
Yeah, it just comes down to instinct with that. Just the plays, they got down into our box, and you just have to make a decision. And I could have stayed with my man, or I could have dropped off and went on the line. I just decided to go on the line, and luckily I blocked 2 of them. But on I also dropped on one of them one time. I almost had an own goal. I actually took a deflection off and just went on the outside of the post. So I very easily could have had an own goal and had 2 defensive saves, but gave up a goal to Bucknell, and they could have easily won.
And then coming down, you actually picked up the assist on, I believe it was Kevin Strunk's game-winning goal there in double overtime. Tell me a little bit about not only what you're able to do defensively, but a little bit of your offensive contributions as well. What was it like to pick up the assist on that goal?
It was pretty nice. I threw the ball in the first time, and the ball came up to me, and it popped out, and I went to cross and it got blocked, and I had another throw in, and that's the one the goal came off of, and it popped out again. I just took it with my left foot, and I was just trying to get it back in the mix. I knew it was close to the end of the game, and we had our numbers scored, and this probably could have been our last chance. And luckily, Kevin was wide open. He just did awesome with it. The ball was right on his head, and he put it in. Couldn't have done much better than that.
How important was it for your team to go in on the road against Bucknell, which has won the last 2 Patriot League titles, and get that opening league win this season on the road? How important was that victory Saturday?
It's huge for us. We only have 3 home games this year in the Patriot League and 4 away games, and to get points, especially against probably the preseason favorite to win it, is definitely huge because we're already starting off the first game with 3. You're rolling and you're ahead of teams, and then if you can keep, even if you drop some points, you still have those 3 points to rely on in the first game.
Obviously, Lehigh's getting a lot of attention for defense, ranking in near the top of several national categories in team goals against average and a variety of defensive categories. Is that something that was preached by Coach Koski and the coaching staff during camp and during preseason? Was the importance of defense, or is this something that's just kind of come together for your club and it's just kind of gelled this year?
And throughout my 4 years, every year in preseason, Coach Koski says, defense is what's going to win us championships. Because, if you can't stop teams from scoring, you're not going to be able to win. So every year he's been preaching it. And, this year we have 3 experienced players on the back line and adding a freshman with Ali. And everything's just worked. We knew we were going to have a great defense and whatnot. We have a great goalkeeper. And, aside from that, it's not just the defensive line that should get all the credit. We give a lot of credit to the rest of our team because they do just as much defending as us and the rest of the defense because they have to get back, help with set pieces and whatnot. So it's not all just the back line and the goalkeeper. It's the rest of the team too.
You have a big league match coming up this week. You're playing one of those 3 home league matches, and you've got Colgate coming to town on Saturday. What do you anticipate coming up with that matchup on Saturday?
Definitely that Colgate's going to be hungry. They definitely got surprised against American with the 3-0 loss this past weekend, and they definitely don't want to go through the first 2 games of the Patriot League without points. So they're definitely going to come out hungry, come out firing, and we're going to have to stop that fire and then just come back at them, and hopefully we can get those 3 points because that would be huge for us.
Why Lehigh? When you were 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when you were in high school and you were looking at your options for college and where you wanted to continue your education and your soccer career, what was it about Lehigh that was so attractive to you?
There's a lot lot of schools that I was considering, and then it just came down to Lehigh. It was close enough to home. My best friend from high school went here and played soccer. He graduated last year, Matt Sater, and just everything worked out. Everything just seemed right. It was close enough. It wasn't too far. Everything worked out.
And one thing when I was looking through the roster, and you can look at Lehigh kind of across the board. A lot of students go there for engineering, for business. And I look at the roster, and you're the lone history major on your club. What is it about the history program at Lehigh that you like so much? And do you have any idea what you'd like to do with your history degree after you graduate?
I'm a history major, but I'm also in the 5-year program for education. So I'm actually going to be here for another year, and I'm going to get my master's in elementary ed. So history is just kind of like just my major, but my main thing is I want to be a teacher.
Oh, fantastic. And do you have, with elementary ed, are you talking about basically, I guess, elementary school, like 4th, 5th graders, that kind of level?
Yeah, I want to be third through 6th is what I really want to teach.
Oh, fantastic. Have you thought about where you want to teach? Do you want to stay in this area? Do you want to kind of go out to a different area? Have you thought that far in advance?
I mean, obviously I'm going to have some money to pay back, so I'm obviously probably going to try and live at home and try and make some money back. So, but anywhere, it's tough to get a job in teaching now. I know my sister's a teacher, and she struggled to get a job for the first couple of years, so I'll pretty much take anything for when I get out of school.
Jordie Ciuffetelli joining us now on the Student Athlete Spotlight here on Patriot League All Access, the BRINE Patriot League Defensive Player of the Week for his contributions to Lehigh's victory last week against Bucknell. Jordie, thanks for joining me. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.